Okay, let's go ahead and look at multi-step equations day 2. This is a continuation of our previous set of notes. We are going to use the same set of steps on the same Don't Call Me After Midnight card. So again, go ahead and have that on your desk. Question 1, they gave us a hint. They said, hey, watch out for that distribution in step 1, and they drew in the arrows for us. You see a minus next to the parentheses. That means we are going to draw in our Ninja 1. We are distributing -1 times 8 minus m. That becomes -8 plus m, or plus 1m. We need to bring down the rest of the equation. 8m and the equals 28. Okay, so that is step 1. We distributed. Step 2, do I see any like terms that I can combine? Here I see an 8m and a plus m on the same side of the equal sign. So I need to combine those. 8m plus 1 more m is 9m minus 8, and it equals 28. Like terms are combined. I have variables on only one side of the equation, so I do not need to move them. I am subtracting 8 from my 9m. To cancel it out, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. 9m equals 28 plus 8, which is 36. Finally, the m is being multiplied by 9, so I'm going to divide both sides by 9. And m equals 4. Question 2, they started it for us. They did the distribution and multiplied 1/2 times 4s plus 12, and we got 2s plus 6 minus 5s equals 30. They've also combined our like terms. 2s minus 5s equals -3s. So now we're solving -3s plus 6 equals 30. Just like in question 1, we only have variables on one side, so we do not need to move them. We do need to get rid of that plus 6, so we are going to subtract 6 on both sides. -3s is going to equal 30 minus 6, or 24. Then we are multiplying our variable times -3. To cancel it out, we are going to divide by -3. So finally, s equals 24 divided by -3, or -8. Moving on to number 3. Those arrows indicate that we need to do some distribution. -3 times c is -3c. -3 times 1 is -3. And we need to bring down the rest of the equation, the 17, the equals, and the c. I'm going to draw my line through the middle just to help me keep track of where things are. We've done distribution. We do need to combine some like terms. C minus 3c. This is 1c. I'm just going to write that in to help me do my subtraction. 1 minus 3 is -2. So -2c minus 3 equals 17. To get c by itself, I skipped a step. Do I need to move any variables? No. I only have my c's on one side of the equation, so I'm going to leave it where it is. Now, to get the c by itself, now I can add 3 to both sides. So 20 equals -2c. We did our addition. Now I look at what's being multiplied. -2 times c. To get c by itself, I should get rid of that -2 by dividing both sides. So -10 equals c. Okay, number 4. They've done our distribution for us. That was really nice. We do need to combine our like terms. So I'm going to look at variables first. Here I see 2w and minus 5w. 2 minus 5 is -3w. my constants, the numbers, positive 6 and positive 5, am I going to also do the positive 32? Nope. I need to remember there is a line going through this equation. 32 is on the other side, so we are not going to combine the 32. 6 plus 5 is 11, and 32 just comes down by itself. Like terms are combined. We only have variables on one side, so we don't need to move anything. But we do need to check our addition and subtraction. We're getting negative 3w by itself, so we need to get rid of that 11. We're going to subtract 11 from both sides. And negative 3w equals 32 minus 11, which is 21. Finally, to get w completely by itself, we divide by negative 3. So w equals negative 7. I'm going to highlight that because I accidentally drew over the edge of the box. Okay. We are going to write equations for word problems here. So we're going to read the equation carefully. And it looks like we're going to read the question carefully. And it looks like they've started the equation for us. So taking a cab in New York City is expensive. There is a base charge of $4 as soon as you get into the cab, plus an additional $2 per mile traveled. If you only have a single $20 bill in your pocket and you aren't planning to give any tip, how many miles can you afford to go in that taxi? All right, so there's a couple of things that I know here. I know that I will definitely have to pay $4 as soon as I get into this cab. And I know that I'm going to have to pay $2 again every time the taxi goes another mile. So if I only have to pay the $4 one time, I don't need to multiply that by anything. I'm just going to add it in exactly as it is, just the number 4. But for the 2, since that's going to happen over and over and over again, I need to multiply that times the number of miles that I'm going to drive. So what they've given me so far is 4 plus 2m. That sounds right. But what is it going to equal? How much money am I going to spend altogether when I add the $4 plus the $2 plus another $2, more? I only have $20 apparently, so the maximum that I can afford to spend is that $20. That looks like an equation I can solve. So I'm going to make my note over here, DCMAM. Don't call me after midnight. There is nothing to distribute here. I do not have any like terms. Looks like I only have variables on one side of my equation. I do need to start getting my variable by itself though. So if I want to get 2m by itself, then that means I need to get rid of this 4. So 4 minus 4 cancels out and leaves 2m equals 20 minus 4, which is 16. I am multiplying my variable by the number 2, so to get rid of it, I'm going to divide by the number 2. 2m divided by 2 is just m. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So this tells me m equals 8. And remind me, what did we say m was going to stand for? Yeah, m was our number of miles. So if m equals 8, that means we must have been able to ride 8 miles in that taxi. Let's do the same process for number 6. A family buys airline tickets online. Each ticket costs $167. The family buys travel insurance with each ticket that costs $19 per ticket. The website charges a fee of $16 for the entire purchase. If the family is charged a total of $1,132, how many tickets did they buy? So here I'm seeing a few things. I'm seeing that we've decided that we're going to use T to stand in for the number of tickets. So that T is going to actually answer our question. How many tickets did the family buy? One ticket by itself was $167. So that means we needed to multiply 167 times the number of tickets. The insurance for each ticket also costs $19. So we're going to need to do 19 times the number of tickets. And the site charges a fee of $16. That does not say per ticket, so we're going to assume it's just one fee for the whole family. So what I'm seeing here is this is the cost per ticket. I'm seeing the insurance per ticket. And I'm seeing the site fee. And altogether, the family should have been charged $1,132. So it looks like they gave us the entire equation on this problem. We don't need to go ahead and add anything else there. What we do need to add is the steps to solve. So let's go ahead and move this writing out of our way. Okay. I'm going to write out my steps. Don't call me after midnight. Is there anything for me to distribute in this problem? No. Are there some like terms that I can combine? Yes. Here I'm seeing 167t plus 19t. And I'm going to grab my calculator and add 167 plus 19. And it looks like for each family member, they're going to pay $186 per person plus $16 for the whole purchase. And it still equals $1,132. Okay, so we combined our like terms. I only have variables on one side, so I'm not going to move anything. I'm adding 16, so if I want to get t by itself, I need to subtract 16, which tells me 186t equals $1,116. Last step, I am multiplying by 186, so I need to divide by 186 on both sides. So let's check that. 1,116 divided by 186. T equals 6. If T is the number of tickets, that means my family must have bought 6 tickets. Okay. I would like you to look over these problems on your own. Pause the video. I want you to look at Ricardo's work and Kiana's work and see who made a mistake and where. They started with the same equation, got 2 different answers, and that doesn't work that way. So I want you to check and see where did the mistake happen. Okay. So looking at Ricardo's answer, and I see here in the instructions, Ricardo is correct. So Ricardo put a -1 here and distributed 8m minus 8 plus m, and he got 28. That looks good. He combined his like terms, is what I'm seeing from those underlines. 8m plus m is 9m. He brought down the -8. He brought down the equals 28. He added 8 to both sides. That looks good. And we got 9m equals 36, so m equals 4. That looks great. Kiana apparently made a mistake, so let's see. First thing we need to check is, did she distribute her -1? -1 times 8 is -8. -1 times -m is, oh, there it is. Should be plus m. So it looks like we made a small mistake here in step 1. when she distributed her -1 and multiplied it times a -m, she should have gotten a +m. When you make a small mistake at the beginning of a problem, it can carry through the rest of the way. So when you are doing your distribution, I need you to be very, very careful and go very, very slowly with that first step, because if you make your mistake there, it will show up in your answer. So be very careful. I will see you guys tomorrow when we look at 1.5, and we're going to keep going with multi-step equations.